Welcome to Changed Lives. Changed Lives is a programme that we're putting together to share with you people whose lives have been radically changed by Jesus. All of us have heard the saying, I wish my life was different. I wish this one about my life and I wish that. But the people whose stories we're going to share with you over these next few months, weeks, years, are people whose lives have been radically changed as they've met with Jesus Christ. And we're going to start this morning with Keith. And
Good morning.
Keith's going to share his story entitled Set Free.
Right, good morning, everyone. Yes, 39 years of being a Christian and being free from alcoholism. Set free. What am I doing here? Why can't I get out of this mess? Why can't someone help me? I only need someone to help me. These were the thoughts going through my mind as I sat alone, isolated in the padded cell of my local psychiatric hospital. It wasn't the first time I'd been in, and according to the psychiatrist, it wouldn't be the last. My life shouldn't have been such a mess. I had my own business, a lovely house in the country, a wife, a large car, but I also had a large drink problem and an oversized inferiority complex, neither of which I could deal with, nor could anyone else seem to be able to help me. I thought back through my troubled life, in hospital aged 20 to be dried out from drink and pumped out from an overdose, another spell in psychiatric hospital when overwork and overdrinking had taken its toll. When was all this going to end? I had come out determined to make a go of things and stay on top. There seemed to be hopeful signs, but once again, drink and despair followed my rumours of my wife's affair, began to darken the rays and hope until one day, once again, it all got too much. I had set off to work only to return home, shaking and becoming uncontrolled. I mixed half a bottle of gin to half a bottle of whiskey and began to down it. My friend arrived and persuaded me to go to the local psychiatric hospital. They couldn't see me until I had been to my own doctor, and when I wouldn't leave, they sent for the police to remove me. This they did, handcuffed between two policemen with whom I had just had a wrestling match. Once in the police cell, my pent-up anger, frustration and despair exploded. The sink and the toilet cistern taking the full brunt of this, the restraints were put on me. The police doctor arrived later and I was then transferred to a psychiatric hospital to serve out my 28-day compulsory section. When this was finished, I was returned to my local psychiatric hospital for an unexpected long stay. There I sat thinking through my life, its lack of purpose and meaning. It was the 25th of March 1980, my second wedding anniversary. But by now my wife had left me. There was no purpose. I had already hidden 2 razor blades with which to cut my wrists. Hello, Keith. It was a local lady who had been visiting me and had been inviting me to some religious meetings. She wanted me to go that night. I kept saying no until I thought, why not? She got permission from the ward sister. The meetings were being held at the town hall and I made sure I sat at the back. I wasn't actually interested and my thoughts began to wander. Then on the stage, a blind pianist was talking about his life and how he had tried to fill his emptiness. That's like me, I thought. The preacher was a little man, and all I really heard him say was, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I had always gone my own way. My life was far from the truth. And what was my life worth? Then somebody touched me on the back of my head. I turned around and there was no one there. I wanted to know more. Was there someone who could help me? Could there be a meaning to life? Could I find help? I talked with someone there and they said I could have the wrong things in my past forgiven and a purpose and a hope for the future. That's why Jesus died. I would have to give my life over to Jesus and let him live his life in me. Yes, I was willing. I had nothing to lose and everything to gain. I prayed and asked God to forgive me, then asked Jesus to come and rule my life and live in me. When I got back on the ward, the ward sister said, we'll see how long it lasts. It has lasted, and Jesus is still my way, my truth, and my life. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure to share that story with you. And should you want to actually read the written form of that story, do go to wordpress.com and go on to the Micah on the Move blog. I will add the bit link to this presentation. So thank you for watching, and we look forward to sharing another story with you another time. Thank you.